Alright, well, I was going to go live, but apparently my phone does not meet the criteria for that. So, let's do it as a recorded video then. Alright, hello. Miss Megan Renee here. Yeah, that sounds very kindergarten teacher. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll roll with it. It's a name, I can change it anytime. That's always lovely. Alright. Things I want to talk about. First off, education. Why is the education system, well, first off, if anyone has anything positive to say about the education system in America, I'm still looking for that information. Because every bit of everything I've lived through, and everything it's given me, thing I've seen the actions of others and talked about with teachers and people, that reasons why people homeschool, and struggles people have with Common Core, and I haven't heard anything good. Nothing positive. So if anyone has anything positive about the current U.S. education system, I would love to hear it, because I haven't been able to find it anywhere. And I have found, however, is my take on education first and foremost, and it's one of the things that is making dealing with this coronavirus definitely a challenge for many people. You see, as humans, as a species, our intelligence is what separates us from every other species on the planet. Keeps us at the top of the food chain for that reason. And that's just it, it's reasoning. Intelligence is quantified by how well you can reason with a situation, given any variable. For example, how many people got out of high school or, got out of school and the world wasn't what they thought it was going to be? How many people did not feel prepared for reality? What if we started taking the initiative to find out what would prepare people for reality? And I think fostering reasoning and good judgments in any and all situations is definitely the key there to being able. That's what's helped me get through any situation that was presented in my life. Did I get through it with flying colors? Like it was, it was a breeze? No, but it was manageable. All the situations in my life became manageable when I started being resourceful, thinking outside the box and saying, okay, I'm going to find a way to do this. And when you know what avenues to ask, what questions to ask those people, and you start listening to how the system works, it's a huge advantage. I cannot even explain how big an advantage, and more people need that advantage to be able to be capable of their own lives. Wouldn't that be great if we started with the tiny humans? Humans, because reasoning doesn't change. It's a human necessity. It's a human behavior to need to know how to react in a changing environment, in new situations. That's not tiny human or big human. That's human. There's no difference between child and adult in that way. None. Other than what we see. That's it. It's just the cover of the size of the person. The needs change, yeah. What specific needs? What situational needs? But the need to be able to reason and grow that reasoning does not change. That growth cycle does not change. Not until you're dead. And death is inevitable. And that's another thing that makes this current situation with the coronavirus much scarier. And it was, anytime death is put in someone's face, oh, right, you could be right there at any time. It's just, it's scary. It's scary. And it's inevitable. Realistically, it's inevitable. That's the only guarantee in life. You are going to die. If you're breathing, you're going to die. So, wouldn't that be beneficial to start coming to terms with in our daily life? Off the get-go. And it's tough because I look around and I really see everyone is going through midlife crisis. Everyone's realizing, oh my God, death is imminent. Death is right here. Oh my God, I could die. And it's true. It's true. You don't know what's going to get you. You don't know what's going to get you to that point of death until you're there. And it's very scary when you think of, oh my God, I'm going to take my last breath, and you hold on. The regret. The, oh my God, I didn't. You didn't what? You're still breathing. Do it now. Just start. Motivation is a trap. It is a trap and a half. And then some. Okay? Do not look for motivation. Do not look for a reason to do something. No. Start doing it. And then, because you can't, motivation is guidance. Same way you would apply motivation is the same way it's apt to apply guidance. You can't guide something that is standing still. It doesn't work. I can't look at the book and say, tell it to do something. It doesn't work. I can't guide it to do, I can manipulate it and move it, but it doesn't have sentience. So this is probably a really bad example, quite honestly. So, but I can't look at a child. I can't look at a child and say, you know, I can say I need you to do this thing over and over again, but until the child just starts doing it and realizes, and then I can point out, hey, you know, is this much easier than how you were doing it? Yeah. And or say, you know, if somebody's struggling, but there's a growth pattern, then I can offer the guidance. I can't sit there and offer guidance to do it beforehand. That's just anxiety. Okay, you're going to do this thing, but you're going to do it, you're going to put the handle, no, don't touch anything yet. You got to put it on the wall. You got to do, it's much better to let any human, regardless of size, throw it at them, throw the activity on the table, see what they do with it, and then you can guide their actions. Throw them out there. You don't throw them all the way out there. You don't, like, drop them in the deep end of the pool when they're 3. Don't do that. That's bad. No. But put them in a kiddie pool and see what put a kiddie pool out there, put them in, you know, prop them up and say, okay, go have fun. And you stand there and you watch. See what they do with it. And then when they go to start doing something that's, you know, they're going to put their head under the water, like, okay, don't do that. Don't try to lay down and, no, it's above your head. You can't breathe. No, don't do that. But I digress. You know, I really think education is one of the core things that if we were to foster, the nation would be so much better off on a trajectory. So much a better trajectory as a whole. Absolutely. And we could then pull influences from homeschooling dynamics. We could pull influences from other countries that have successfully cultivated better education systems, more productive ways. I know it's one or the other, and I always do either Sweden or Switzerland. I know it's got to be Sweden. Sweden. I've looked them up a million times. I've read all kinds of everything, but for some reason my brain's like, just puts the two words together. Like they're both the same place. It's, Ay. You know, maybe one day if I actually get out there, that'd be great. I would really appreciate that. That would be so much, that'd be wonderful to actually go there and experience the culture and the dynamic. Because then I'd be able to answer all the questions. I would have the exposure and the experience. That's the other thing that makes a difference. Knowing how you learn. Every person learns differently. I am an exposure experience. If I'm not exposed to experiencing you right in my face, directly in the situation, I can't do anything. I'm like, I don't know anything. But that's the other ticket, you know? Little tidbits I could put in, you know, along the way. And these are the kind of things that I would want to build a foundation on, a platform for growth. Philosophies, like, when you sit there, children do this the best, tiny humans, I catch myself, I do, that societal stigma, separating humanity for no necessary reason, when both function the same because we're just one. We're humans. But when humans, when we start off naturally looking at everything with an open mind. And it's because we know nothing. We go into every situation with curiosity and wonder. Like, oh, what is it? Oh, it's hard. But it doesn't look like the other ones. Oh, look, this one's different. And we do that, and then we kill it off. When the ticket is, that's your best way to experience something new. Because kids are excited about that stuff. We're excited about that when we're little, and then we stop. And then we become what we're told to become as adults. You can't be curious anymore. You can't use effective reasoning anymore. You can't do things that are in your best interest. You can't act in a way that's in your best interest. Being excited and curious about a situation is how you take in the most information. Open your mind, clear your mind, because then you're not having any predisposed judgments. You can factor them in later. Absolutely, I do it all the time. Oh my God, it's awesome. It's quite helpful. I promise. But please, don't take my word for it. I promise you that it benefits my life. You gotta try it on your own. It might not help your life. You might be like this crazy lady on the thingy. She's just weird. Then let me be weird. It's called being me. It's called an individual. By all means, be your weirdness. Seriously, do it. Who can be weirder? Do it. But there's just so many things. And what kind of things would you add? What kind of things help you out in situations? So let's see. Let's get a list of questions going. What things? Yes, I'm old school, I write. By old school, I mean like old soul, kind of old school. I did it the other day. All right, just a quick anecdote to break topic for a second. I did that the other day. I wrote something down on my notebook and took a picture and texted it to someone. The person sitting across from me in the office went, "Did you really just do that?" I said, "Do what?" They're like, "You could have just texted that." I said, "Well, yeah, but no." I rather write it down. This way I have my copy, because I'll paw through this. I don't go through all my text messages, then it's all in separate spots, and it's just, no. This is me. This is where I go. So, case in point, what improvements, we'll say, would you make? Would you want? Maybe we shouldn't ask it so vague. Just, what kind of things helped you in situations in your life? Let's just start there. Or just talk about the education system. Talk about how much it sucked. And then, well, you know what? Let's see if I can flip it. Let's see if you talk about how much it sucked. Let's see if I can find an optimistic addition to add. For example, one thing that sucked was that it sucked the benefit away from my life, from the education system, was the, quite honestly, the raising your hand concept. I have to wait to ask permission to speak my mind. It fosters that because that's not reality. That's not reality. You don't have to wait for someone to ask you if you're in a store. No, you're expected to go up and ask someone for help. Excuse me, can you help me find this? Or ask the person next to you, do you know if they still have that Grey Poupon stuff? Is that even a thing still? Wasn't there a point where there was green ketchup? I could have swore somebody had green ketchup at one point. You ask. You talk things out and you ask the people around you. That's how you get ahead, not by, well, am I allowed to ask? That's not helpful. I promise you, that is a very detrimental dynamic to get into. So, that was one of the things that I would flip. The raising the hand concept. It's, well, how are people going to learn to talk together? That's the age to do it. That's the age of humanity to do that with, because in reality, in the world, it's in our best interest to know how to talk together, to get information off of one another, to reason with one another, to be in a situation and say, well, I don't know if I have the coronavirus or not. How do I find that out? There you go. Present day, real life, in the moment situation. You know, and to be able to reason if it's something, if, you know, it's good to go in a field, if it's better to go to Walmart, if it's, do you really need the item? Can you make do without it? You know, talking around and asking people, you know, hey, have you seen a store with this product? Have you seen a store with that product? You know, if you're out, can you pick this up for me? So this way you minimize the people going out. That could potentially be a thing. I'm sure people, you know, sure there are people that do it. I did it for someone the other day. You know, I needed to go out, saw they had diapers. You know, and I knew she was looking for diapers for her granddaughter, so I called up where she worked and said, hey, they got diapers, what size you need? So you don't have to come out again. They got diapers, what size you need? The funny turn of events, I had another friend call me. They got their... Oh, my. She got her pizza delivered. She got her pizza delivered, and they, she asked for spinach on the pizza. And I think, personally, they did, like, the coolest thing in light of the situation. I think it's wonderful. A+. They ran out of spinach. So, when they delivered her pizza, they said, sorry, we didn't have any spinach, but we brought you a roll of paper towels, or toilet paper. We brought you some toilet paper to go with your pizza. Except our offering of TP. I think that's just great. You know, and that's really what gets people through. If you look at cancer patients, the difference between those who survive a life-threatening situation, a situation in which they're, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Spirit. It's how you present it. So, that's what gets you through a situation. Otherwise, you get stuck. If you're not getting excited about it, you're gonna get stuck. You gotta embrace it and roll with it. And say, all right, I'll make the best of it. What can I do while I'm stuck in the house? How many times can I organize stuff? Oh, look, another cranny to clean. Yay! That makes 952 grains of rice. But you find ways to entertain yourself. You find things to do. You know, and that's what gets you through. Reasoning. You'll discern what you can control, what you can't control. Being able to... There's a lot of facets of reasoning, but I tend to go on rants and whatnot, which is why I was going to try to do it as a live broadcast first. Because this way I could see where people were questioning, and this way, you know, to hone myself in a little better. So I'm going to work on trying to figure out how to do live broadcasting. And hopefully we can chat about education. Gotta start somewhere. Because if it's just my opinion, oh, granted, I have a very loud mouth. I'm very loud, definitely. But if it's just me, that's not going to do enough. It'll do enough for my world. It'll change the lives of people I affect around me. But if we all pitch in, you know, just give your 2 cents. We got nothing better to do. We're sitting home anyway. So might as well just give our 2 cents on some random situations. Oh, and I just flagged the video. Alright. I'm done. I'm out. flattened myself. I have overtalked myself.